Some years ago, when we were first raising our family, after my husband played professional baseball, getting another job, he worked for the Campbell Soup Company. You may know Campbell's because of their soup. Um, they are known for, especially for their tomato soup. And I have eaten a lot of this and still love it, of course, on a cold day. They have this year, I guess 2025, changed their name from Campbell Soup Company to Campbell's Company to be more inclusive of a lot of other products. And of course, when my husband worked for Campbell Soup Company, at that point, they also owned Pepperidge Farm, Swanson. I think they were getting into owning Prego and some other companies as well. So we had a lot of the Swanson's fried chicken, and which was very good, and Pepperidge Farm, which was amazing. Of course, loved their puff pastry. But it was a great company for him to work for. And he was moving up fast and had a decision to make because going into management. And if he was going to become a manager, it would entail us moving the family across the country to Camden, New Jersey. And he decided at that point he needed to do something else because family was so important. He had one brother in this area, and of course my sisters were in the area, my family, my parents, and he made the decision that, and we did this together, but he did not want to move up in the company because he wanted to leave our family unit together so we could visit grandparents and be together, and we often did. Holidays, we have been very, very regular at doing that because it's very important to us to have that extended family. This is part of what our country is founded on, is there's really, really grounded in good families. And that has had a far-reaching impact because our kids, of course, they've known their grandparents, they've known their siblings, they've known their, not just their siblings, but their cousins. We've spent time together. And even going through this recent Christmas celebrations was an example of cousins being together, laughing, remembering some of the past, and it's just a great time. And it's hard because a couple of our kids are now across the country, but we really, really work on keeping those together because it's so important. But it really shows how a one small decision can have a huge impact. And so that's my message to you today. What decision are you making that can have a larger impact, especially if you are at mid-career, half-time of life? There are decisions that you make that will have a far-reaching impact in the next years, in the next chapter of your life. How much do you want to work? What do you want to be doing? How much do you want to spend time with your family? And we've had some changes in our family situation, and really the commitment that how am I going to spend my time making sure that I always pay attention. I've always worked. I've through my whole marriage, through raising kids, always worked, but I've always been able to work out my schedule to make sure that we spend that time with family and we have good conversations. Very, very important. It definitely pays off. And so that's my encouragement for you today. Really look at that and some of those decisions and how far reaching those are, especially as we look at a new year. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this. And hey, you never know, you could have a little more Campbell soup in your life. It's really good soup, actually. Good basic soup. I know there's a lot of other, red pepper, all of those different types now that I really love too, but it's a good basic. So don't discount it. Basics are important. Thanks so much for joining me, Deborah Johnson. Make sure you connect with me in my newsletter as well, goalsforyourlife.com/newsletter. Make sure you get on our newsletter and you get all of our information. Thanks so much again, and I look forward to being with you next time. Bye for now. Okay, stop.